Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dory, and on this channel I chronicle things having to do with my weight loss surgery, cooking, life updates, things of that nature. If you like videos like this, I would love for you guys to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Of course, as you all know from previous videos, when I sit here, I have a little friend, my cat, Shadow. And so, oh, she's laying down, lounging. She wants some belly rubs. Oh my goodness, she's just gorgeous, baby. But yeah, she was all black, and she's just starting to get a little bit of white underneath her neck and a little on her tummy. She's about a little over a year, about a year and a half. Actually, she'll be 2 years in December, so next month. So anyhow, so that's not what this is all about. But she does come for a cameo appearance every time I sit here. So yes, so let's get to my stats. I am 47 years old, 5'4" tall. On September 12th of 2016, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery with Dr. Darren Tischler in Hartford, Connecticut at Hartford Hospital. My highest recorded weight was 350 pounds. My day of surgery weight was 300.5. The lowest I've seen is 163, and that was about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago. And I am now 171.1, which is what I've been now for the past week. As you guys remember, if you've watched my previous videos, I have been kind of off the rails. I had been binging on candy from Halloween. I got rid of all of that. I don't feel like binging anymore, but that's what brought me from the 163 to the 171. So I do have 8 pounds that I want to lose rather quickly. I know that that's not exactly how our bodies work, but in any event, that is what I want to do. So let's see what has been going on. So this weekend was for some reason, normally weekends go by quick. And I know when you work outside the house and things of that nature, you look forward to weekends. Weekends for me are just more busyness. I have all the kids home. That's 5 of them. If you're new to my channel, I have 4 little ones at home, ages 11, 10, 8, and 5. But I also now have my niece living with us, and we'll probably just gain custody or guardianship of her next month. And she is 12. And so I also have 2 older children. And on that note, I'm going to let you know I'm going to be a Mimi or Granny or Nana or whatever my name is going to be. My son, I know I've mentioned this before, but now I feel more comfortable that I'm able to talk more about it. So my son and his wife, they are expecting their first child the end of March, like March 31st. So it's probably going to be April Fool's baby, which would be kind of fun because my dad and mom's wedding anniversary was April Fool's Day. And we had on Saturday a gender reveal. And so up until now, they're going for their 20-week ultrasound today. So up until now, my daughter-in-law is a pharmacist. She just got her degree. She graduated. She passed all her boards, her certifications. And so now she is a full-fledged pharmacist. And it was a long time coming, many, many years of schooling, it's hard, very, very hard. And so she just landed a job, but they don't know she's pregnant yet. So I have not been able to come out with this exciting news on Facebook. I have shared on Instagram a quick cupcake photo from when we did the gender reveal. And so leading up to this, I have not been able to kind of say anything and celebrate. And then up until now, I don't really see them very often. They're very busy and they're working. And they live with her mom in this humongous house, kind of like on a ranch. And she has like 12 horses and chickens and all this stuff. And so I don't really see them. They're busy, with work, and then outside of work, they're doing a ton of stuff, of course, in their home. And so, in any event, Saturday was the big reveal. They have had the envelope, which with which sex the baby was, for probably about, I'd say, maybe 8 weeks. And so I have been dying to know. They didn't know. They left it in an envelope, and then they sent it to a local supermarket, and their bakery baked cupcakes. Well, of course, if any of you know me by now, you will know that I missed my calling as a detective. I don't know. It's just like I have a sixth sense. I can feel things, know things. I know things before they're going to happen. My dad was a police officer. His brother-in-laws and cousins and everything were all in the police department or in the detective bureau. And so I kind of grew up with that, and I just love it. It's just something that I live for. And so you guys are going to chuckle. It's kind of embarrassing to even admit this, but it's fun at the same time, but it is embarrassing. But so, of course, if you take that into account, and I do like surprises, but I really wanted to know about the gender. And so I knew they dropped this envelope off, and my son, because the bakery is near my home, my son asked me to pick up the cupcakes on the way to their house. And there was 2 dozen cupcakes. And so beforehand, I needed to go to the grocery store. And this was like 5 hours before I had to pick them up. And so I'm driving to my local grocery store, which is not the same one. And then all of a sudden I thought, oh, let's make an extra 5 minutes and go to this one. And we're going to pass by the bakery and see if we can get a sneak peek of what color frosting they're using in the middle of these cupcakes. And so that's what I did. So here I go, and I'm getting my rotisserie chicken I need to pick up and a few things. And I go past, I'm like trying to make a mad dash to the bakery, and I'm looking around, and of course there's nothing in sight. There's no cupcakes, there's no frosting. They're like doing these other cakes, which has nothing to do with our order. And so I'm looking, and of course there's people back there who want to help me, and I have to make up these excuses why I'm standing there. I'm trying to look at their book of all their different cakes and what kind and all this. And I'm asking questions, questions I don't even need to know, but all for a glimpse of what frosting. And so right before leaving, I see this humongous bucket of blue frosting. Now, my son wanted a boy. I would have loved to have a boy for him. We have tons of girls. His wife is 10 years older than him, so he just turned 29. She just turned 39. And so we're thinking, I hope that, he's the only boy with the last name, my first husband's last name. And so he is, has all the pressure to carry this last name on, and there's no other boys and blah, blah, blah. And so anyways, so we all wanted a boy. So when I saw the blue, I'm like, oh. So then I leave, and I call my oldest daughter, and I say to her, so my son is 29, my oldest daughter is 25. And I say to her, oh my gosh, Sarah, you are not going to believe, I have to tell you something, but you can't tell anyone. And so she's like, what? And I go, you can't tell anyone. She can hear in my voice like it's something like huge. I'm about to tell her some secret. Now, in the past, obviously it was that I was pregnant or something to that nature. And so, of course, that's what she's thinking. So I say, okay, I'm going to break the ice here. And I say to her, I'm pregnant. And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, I can't be pregnant, you fool. But anyway, so then I tell her what I did. And I'm like, you can't even tell Ryan, which is her boyfriend. And so she's laughing and she's dying. She's like, I can't even believe it. She goes, oh, I'm never trusting you. Why would Dan ever trust you to go pick up his cupcakes? But anyways, I didn't know that was true, whether or not it was a boy. So I go home, and now I have to tell my husband, because now I'm like giddy as a schoolgirl. Like, maybe I did see something I wasn't supposed to, or maybe I didn't, but I just have to confess. So I tell my husband. He's looking at me like, oh gosh, don't even tell me. I should have known when you said you were going to the store. I should have known that's where you'd end up. But anyway, so fast forward, we go pick up the cupcakes. My husband and I run in, and we go get the cupcakes, and they're in just a clear tin like not tin, but clear plastic thing. And they're vanilla cupcakes, and some have white frosting, some have brown frosting, and they're like decorated every other, like pink and blue, pink and blue. And so my husband and I, he's like, don't look, don't look. But then I see him holding the plastic bin up to the light to see if we could see what kind of frosting. And so we couldn't see anything, but we're like two kids. So we get in the car, we go to my daughter-in-law and son's house, and so there's some people there. And so we have the cupcakes and everybody's eating, and we had pizza beforehand and yada yada. And then it's time for the gender reveal. And I don't know if I can put the video in here. I'll try to put a clip of it. He sent it to me yesterday. It was like a countdown. I'll try to put it in after this. But anyways, drum roll. It's a girl. So the blue frosting did not come to be. It is a girl. My son was, of course, a little disappointed, but then, he saw how we were all excited no matter what it was going to be, and yada, yada, yada. She will be daddy's little girl, I know for sure. And so anyway, so I am going to be a grandma. And so that takes me to, what is my name? I don't want to be called grandma, and I don't want to be called granny or Grammy. So I am going to choose either Mimi or Nana. Now, Nana, the other ones I mentioned have like a old connotation to them in my mind. Not for any of you guys. You can look at it as you want, but I watched this video on Facebook, and it's so cute. If you guys can look it up, it's called it's like picking out your grandma name. And so it's like a jewelry store atmosphere, and the lady comes in and said, I think it's my son or my daughter's having a baby, expecting a baby. And, oh, you're here to pick out your grandma name. And so he, shows, oh, Mimi and Granny. And she's, of course, Granny. I think of the Beverly Hillbillies with Granny, and she's in a rocking chair sewing. And so the video shows that. And there's Grammy, which kind of is like, a superstar. She's getting a Grammy, or whatever. And so that video's hilarious. And so none of those names fit. And I am only 47. The funny thing, though, is that my poor husband is 12 years younger than me. So he's turning 35. So he's basically going to be a grandfather at 35, which is hilarious. But he's totally like, oh my gosh, he is so excited to have a grandchild. So excited. He is an old soul. Love him, love him, love him. But anyways, but my kids, of course, after we got home, I texted my son, he gave me a big hug when I left, and you could tell that he just needed to be reassured that, okay, it's a girl, it's going to be great, and everything's going to be wonderful, and we're all excited. And so I texted him on the way home and thought, you know what? My daughter, Victoria, who is only 5 years old, is basically getting a sister. She's basically getting a sibling because she's actually going to be Auntie Victoria, which is hilarious. So they're all going to be, 25. Yes, you can be an auntie. 11, 10, 8, and 5. And they're all going to be aunts and uncles. So it's Auntie Isabella. Auntie Bella is what she'll be called. Auntie Mariah, Uncle Ethan, and Auntie Victoria. But basically, I told my son, Victoria is basically getting a sibling, because if they grow up together, I have her over my house. She's going to be my granddaughter, and she'll be over all the time, I'm sure. And so Victoria kind of is getting a little sibling. They'll be almost 6 years apart. And so kind of a little sibling there for her. And he said he thought of that too. But anyways, so I'm leaning toward Mimi, Mimi, but not opposed to Nana. Now, my mother-in-law is called Nana to all her grandchildren. My mother is Meme, and grandma to Meme to my niece, and grandma to my children. So Nana or Mimi. Probably going to be Mimi. I think I'm going to go back to Mimi. At first I liked it, then I didn't like it, and now I guess I like it more. So that is that for my news, and so I'm so excited. So in March or April, I will have a little granddaughter. What else? As far as eating, I'm trying to get back on track for as far as my goals. I have a habit tracker, and so I have put things down at intermittent fasting for at least 14 hours, getting 8 hours of sleep a night, which I do on Friday nights and Saturday nights. If my husband doesn't have drill that weekend, he gets up with the kids, so I'm able to stay in bed. So I do nail my 8 hours. During the week, I don't, but I'm going to work on that because I really do need my sleep. I need to be 40 net carbs or lower per day, taking all of my vitamins and drinking 100 ounces of water. And I think that is, oh, and having 2 meals a day instead of having more and having snacks. So that's where I kind of think I got off kilter. I'm not going to be like focusing too much on fasting and intermittent fasting, although at least if I get 14 hours, I'm fine, because that is one of my goals, but it's not going to be extended fasting as much as I was doing it before, as I'm going to start doing the 2 meals a day. I do remember about a year and a half ago when I started keto, that is what I think worked for me. I would have one meal about noon and one meal between 4 and 5, and then I was done eating for the day. And that's what I'm going to go back to. I'm going to try it out. I like things that are written down. It helps me for some reason. If I have like an open day where I don't have things written down, or I don't have things on the planner, or what I'm going to eat at what times, it throws me off for some reason. And I think it may be because I am very organized, and with a big family, you have to be organized. And I think that's why it works for me, because I have to leave myself some room to not be so organized with the kids, because at the drop of a hat, I mean, right now, as I'm videotaping this, let's be honest, I could get a phone call from my niece's school, and I do all the time, about her behavior. And so that could be interrupted. Last week, I was supposed to go to the gym on a certain day, and instead I got a call from the nurse's office at her school, and she needed some undergarments brought to her. And so I had to stop and do that. And of course, I get to the school and they're having they're just about having a drill, but because I'm there so often, they let me know that it was going to be a lockdown drill. And so of course the police officers come in, and the dogs, and the canines come in, and the state police come in, and undercovers. And so I quickly dropped and ran, because I didn't want to have to be stuck there, because that's what would have happened. And so I just feel like for me, I just need something that is a sure thing. And so if I know I have an appointment at this time, or I'm going to go to the gym at this time, or I get to have a treat at this time, or, my meal prep is ready and I have it all set, that works for me. And so that's what I'm going to concentrate on this week. And so I haven't eaten yet. It's like only not even 9 o'clock in the morning. I have my PCP yearly physical at 10 o'clock today. So I am going to be leaving about 9:30 to get to that. That's where I'm going to discuss kind of feeling lightheaded here and there. Sometimes I just feel like my hormones are kind of up and down. And so I have like where I feel like I'm going to pass out. And so I try to like not think about it, or I try to breathe between sentences, which as you know, I talk fast and I don't do really good job of that. And so I try to think like maybe that could be it. And then the other thing is I'm still experiencing pain in my left kidney, in my lower back. And so I think that may have to do with the ultrasound I had on my kidneys, where it showed one of them, the artery from my heart going into my left kidney, is narrow. And so the tech that saw it on ultrasound probably 6 months ago just said that it was nothing to worry about, but that I would hear from my doctor if it was, and if they needed to put a stent in, they would, but that my kidneys look phenomenal. And so that's what I'm going with, except that I am going to follow up with them today about it and see if there's anything I need to worry about or anything I need to do. But she did say that the blood flow from my heart is pumping very fast. And so when it gets down to my kidney, it has to stop a little and then go in just for my left kidney, not my right kidney. And so I don't think it's anything to worry about. I am glad that my heart is pumping fast. It just shows that I am more active and that I do get up and do things, and I'm not sedentary as I used to be when I was obese. And so anyhow, that is my weekly update. I am getting prepared this week. I'm going to be sending in my before and after pics and what I'm going to say when I share on November 26th at our next support group meeting. And so I'm just prepping for that. And then that's really it. I'm getting ready for the holidays, getting ready for Christmas shopping. The funny thing is everybody talks about the holidays and joining different groups for support on food. I hate holiday food. I don't know why. I hate it. I don't like mashed potatoes. I don't like turkey, although I'll eat it if it's there. I like ham, but not that I'm going to overkill on the ham. I don't like stuffing. I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like the desserts. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I don't know. I don't like any of that. Like, it doesn't appeal to me. When I cook now, I don't have anything to cook. I tell my husband, you can cook, do whatever you want to do. I'll cook the turkey and I'll make stuffing if you want on the side. And yeah, I'll make you whipped potatoes if you want whipped potatoes. I'll even make the gravy after the juice comes out of the turkey when it's done and all that jazz. And I'll buy some pies because I don't like bacon pies. And none of that really appeals to me. Like, I feel like a little bit of maybe a little teaspoon of potatoes and maybe 2 or 3 ounces of turkey with gravy on top. That's really it. Like, I don't know. Cranberry sauce, I can take it or leave it. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm not really worried about the eating part for the holidays. What I am worried about is just time's going by so quick and I need to get money to go Christmas shopping. So I'm doing some Christmas shopping this week. I'm going to do some next week. I'm going to do some the week after. And then I think I should be good. I don't go all out for Christmas, but I do have a lot of individual people to shop for. So anyhow, that is my plan. All cash this year, no credit, nothing like that. Cash, cash, cash. And that's it. So that's about my update for now. I'm going to come back with prep videos because I am doing a bunch of different prep today and tomorrow. So until then, be good.
Ready?
1. Well, you guys.
Let them fight in
All right,
first.
we're going to do a countdown from 5.
But don't say anything
All right,
when
Rob.
you bite in.
Rob, what do you think it's going to be?
I think it's a boy.
All right, I appreciate that. We're going to keep positivity.
Come on,
And-
team boy.
All right, ready?
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Them
Go
Bite.
ahead.
No!